The morning Weston asked for a divorce, the coffee in our Upper East Side kitchen had gone cold. I remember the sound his spoon made against the porcelain. Calm. Controlled. Like he was ending a business meeting, not a marriage. "I'm divorcing you, Harper." I didn't move. Then I looked up. "Say that again." His jaw tightened. He hated that I wasn't breaking the way he expected. "I can't do this anymore. This life. Carrying everything. Carrying you." I searched his face for the man I married. He wasn't there. "What do you actually contribute, Harper?" The silence was sharp. "I've already spoken to my lawyer," he said. "The prenup makes this clean. You walk away. I keep what's mine. And I keep mine." That made him pause. Just for a second. "It's not personal," he said. "I need someone with ambition." "Is there someone else?" A beat. "Yes." "What's her name?" "Vanessa. My best friend." Something cold and very still settled in my chest. Of course it is. He had expected tears. What he got was silence. When the door closed, the apartment felt bigger and emptier all at once. I walked to the kitchen drawer and pulled out a second phone. Weston had never seen it. Encrypted email. Private banking. Trading access. I opened the banking app. The balance stared back at me. Not grocery money. 8 figures. Then my regular phone rang. "Vanessa. Harper, sweetie. Are you okay? Do you have money? We can figure this out." Beneath the warmth, I heard it. The faint click of a measuring tape. She wasn't offering help. She was taking inventory. "I'm fine," I said. After I hung up, I rinsed my mug, set it upside down on the marble. Everything in its place. That night, after the notary came, Weston got the apartment, the Tesla, the life he thought he'd built. On paper, I walked away with nothing. That was the point. By midnight, I was in our closet, pushing winter coats aside. My fingers found the hidden latch. A soft click. The wall opened. Inside, a mahogany lockbox. The prenup. Weston had bragged it protected him. He never noticed the buried clause. He had waived every claim to my assets. My name. My companies. My money. Beneath it, my employment contract with Euro Invest Consulting. Senior consultant, North American markets. $50,000 a month. Signed 3 months before our wedding. Nobody knew. I had hidden it because I wanted one thing Weston never understood. I wanted to know who I was without anyone's opinion attached. Bank statements followed. Delaware. Switzerland. Singapore. My encrypted phone buzzed. Lucas. My attorney. My oldest friend from Yale Law, the one who once told me that silence, properly built, could hold more weight than any argument. "The prenup protects you completely," he said. He can scream all he wants. Legally, he's standing on air. "What about Vanessa?" He lowered his voice. "Her father's company is under federal scrutiny. If it collapses, she'll be desperate." I leaned back. That explains the ring. It explains a lot. Vanessa hadn't wanted Weston for love. She wanted a life raft. And Weston, arrogant enough to think women were a reward, fell for the oldest trick in the book. I moved to a modest Brooklyn apartment, bought through an LLC. No doorman. No gold fixtures. Just space. One room became my command center. 3 monitors. Encrypted phones. I managed portfolios in London, Zurich, Singapore. This was the real me. 3 weeks after the divorce, Vanessa's Instagram story. A diamond ring. Weston's wrist with the Patek Philippe I had bought him. The caption, finally, exactly where I deserve to be. I closed the app. The next morning, a cream envelope. Wedding invitation. The Hamptons. No personal note. Just a message. I folded it once and threw it away. Days later, the Wall Street Journal ran a piece. A Boston biotech firm. Massive funding round. The investor, Euro Invest Consulting. My fund. Lucas called. That article is moving. Keep your head down. I knew the walls were closing in, not on me. On them. Secrets this size hum. Eventually, someone leans in close enough to hear. The first confrontation came in a Tribeca deli. I was buying olives. They walked in laughing like they owned the room. Weston in a tailored suit. Vanessa in a cream dress and sunglasses she didn't need indoors. Harper, she said, all silk and poison. How quaint. I heard you moved to Brooklyn. Weston shifted, uncomfortable, but said nothing. We just moved into a penthouse nearby. Still figuring things out. I'm sure Weston could find you a receptionist gig. I held his eyes. I'm doing fine. Vanessa's gaze flicked over my coat, my tote, the price tag on the olives. Her face softened into something almost pitying. I paid and walked out. Only at the corner did I let the anger hit. Not loud anger. The kind that sharpens you. That night, I opened my laptop and moved 3 things at once. A transfer. A legal adjustment. A memo to Lucas. The net was tightening. The truth broke open at 3:12 a.m. My intercom buzzed. Weston. Unshaven. Drunk. Clutching a manila folder. He dropped it on the table. Pages spilled. Bank records. Shell companies. Routing numbers. I found it, he said. The money trail. Euro Invest. Geneva. The nonprofit. I tracked it back to our old tax returns. I thought I was chasing something illegal. Then I realized. I'm the idiot. How long have you been doing this? Long enough. He shut his eyes. I lost the bank loan today. They said my debt ratio is too high. I can't cover anything. And you're sitting here like none of this touched you. It touched me. I just didn't hand you my dignity with it. Every time you called me a leech, I was quietly paying half of your life. Every time you boasted about carrying me, I was covering things behind the scenes. You needed the illusion more than the truth. His mouth parted. You let me believe. That I was helpless? Yes. The front door opened. Vanessa. Wild-eyed. Wrinkled trench coat. Heels she could barely stand in. What is going on? Weston turned. You knew. The money. The fund. Harper. She looked at me, and I let the silence stretch. The mysterious investor everyone's chasing? That's me. Her face drained. That's not possible. I held up my phone. The balance was enough. She stared at it. Not just greed. Panic. The life raft she'd grabbed onto had been sinking the whole time. Weston stepped back. You used me. Don't act innocent. You loved being useful when you thought there was something in it for you. I believed you loved me. She laughed, brittle. I believed your wife was a fool. The words hung there. Ugly. Naked. I nodded. There it is. Vanessa trembled. I'll go public. With what? That you married my husband 30 days after our divorce, trying to cash in on money that wasn't his? That your father's company is under investigation? Be careful what story you tell. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. Weston looked between us, broken. Vanessa, How much of this was real? She didn't answer. She couldn't. That was answer enough. She left first. The door slammed. Weston stood there, then looked at me with something like grief. I'm sorry. The first honest thing he'd said in years. I believed him. Not because it fixed anything. Because it didn't. But because it was real. He picked up the folder and walked out. I opened the window. Cold air swept in. For the first time in months, I breathed without asking permission. 6 months later. San Francisco. Corner office. The bay glittering below. Managing partner. No shadows. Lucas told me the rest. Vanessa's father convicted. Assets seized. She fled to Buenos Aires. Weston lost his job, sold the Rolex, moved to a studio in Hoboken, paying off debts, working a small analyst job in Newark. Then Lucas paused. One more thing. Weston's been sending donations to the Women in Innovation Fund. Small amounts. $100, here and there. Anonymous, but the routing code matched. I was quiet. Not angry. I wasn't. A week later, Weston stood in my office. Thinner. Humbled. Not broken anymore. I lost the one person who was my equal because I was too blind to see her. I didn't let you see me either. We both built cages. He nodded like he'd been carrying that sentence a long time. Then he left. That night, on my terrace overlooking the Golden Gate, I approved a multi-million-dollar grant to the Women in Innovation Fund. For female founders building in silence, like I once did. My phone buzzed. Lucas. Another donation. $100. Same routing code. I looked at the dark water. Accept it. Send him one word. Which word? Thank you. For what? I smiled, small and real. For finally opening his eyes. The city glowed below me like a promise I'd kept to myself. Some people build a life out of money. Some build one out of silence. And some women, after being underestimated, build both. Then they walk away and leave the echo behind.